Beer me blazer.
All right, so you got Stefon Diggs. In the morning, he tweeted out. I forget what it said exactly. I think he said something like he tweeted out like it's time for a new beginning. That was in the morning, and by the end of the night, he was a Buffalo Bill. So
shout out to his agent.
Stefon Diggs gets traded from the Vikings. He goes to the Buffalo Bills.
Antonio Brown's a Buffalo Bill too for like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah.
Remember, I was like, dude, I made this graphic so fast.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I did forget about
By
that.
the time the graphic was done,
Well,
it was
yeah,
like,
so,
no. He's
so what do you think? Diggs to the to the Bills?
So yeah, Diggs to the Bills. So what do you think his value is on the Bills? Do you think it's the same as it would be if he remained on the Vikings? Do you think it goes up? Do you think it goes down?
Time for a new beginning.
Wait, who's the guy say best deal in the league? Bring Diggsy to Miami.
Look who commented. Look, Devontae Parker.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, that would
his
have
favorite.
I wouldn't have mad if we took him Miami for second round. Would they get fourth?
They
They got a first round,
a fourth, a fifth, and a fourth.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
they got a lot.
Oh,
they got
see-
more
No.
than the Cardinals gave
Good
up
for
for
Hopkins.
D-Hop.
He's like, I'm better than you, D-Hop. What's good? Look. He's like, I'm better.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so what do you think his
That's
value
good.
is? Do you think it stays the same? Do you think he goes up in the situation? Do you think he loses some value here? Because I mean, I have my opinion, but what is your guys' thoughts on this? Just
Best
kind of-
case scenario. What was his? I don't know his numbers off. What was his finish?
Wait,
numbers
I
last
just
year?
think
He was a borderline wide
He's
receiver.
like 13, right? 12, 14,
Yeah.
something like that range.
He was
15?
borderline. He was there.
I think that's best case.
But that was all
scenario.
with a lot of games with Thielen out with the hamstring as well.
That's
You
what
got
I'm
to throw
saying.
that.
I
in
think
there,
that's best case scenario. I think he's more likely of like a. I just don't see Josh Allen carrying two receivers. On top of that, I mean, John Brown's not going to go away. Cole Beasley's not going away. Diggs isn't going to. They're not going to just target Diggs all of a sudden 150 times.
Yeah.
I just think with Josh Allen being a rushing quarterback, you're not.
And that as well too.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
was gonna
He's
kinda
not-
point that out. He only throws for like 3,500 yards. I think maybe.
Well,
He does throw. He does. He has been throwing more. He threw more this past season, obviously, but I still think there's a lot better places for him to land.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, that I agree.
it's best case scenario.
That
It's
I
a
agree.
lateral move. This is best case scenario. Maybe if he scores 10 touchdowns, 11. I think it's a downtick for him personally.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is, I would say, more of like.
I mean,
a
Josh
passing-
Allen, 2 years, 2,074 yards. He didn't play the full season, but last year 3,000 yards.
Yeah.
I will say that last year, though, the only thing with him is his D-ball percentage. He has a cannon. His completion for the D-ball is like pretty low.
But who's on the opposite side of him? Who's just a deep ball guy too.
No, I'm saying so it's more Josh Allen. Like I had John Brown. Like if you watch the Bills, he misses a lot of deep balls. So if he can clean that up just a little bit, he'll be more efficient. I'm not saying he's gonna throw for 5,000.
I think it's a knock on Josh Allen though. Is he's
no. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm
inaccurate.
saying it is. I'm saying it is a knock on Josh Allen. Like he needs to get more accurate. But I'm saying, assuming he's got to get better. He's not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm obviously speaking under the assumption that he's gonna improve as a passer, but
yeah,
he has a cannon for an arm, and if he can just get better, I mean, you can line up Diggs on the other side, and
Sorry, I was gonna make a baseball reference.
but I mean, I think his ceiling could be a little higher, but no, I mean, it's gonna be.
I don't even think his ceiling's
And
higher.
the thing is, they play outside too for fantasy purposes. In the wintertime, bro, they play in the fucking cold.
For sure, yeah.
So that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So having Diggs,
Well, they're in a dome in Minnesota too. They were saying.
well, no, they're in a dub. No, I'm saying in Buffalo, they're not.
Yeah, they're outside.
That's what I'm saying. So now
That hurts the-
So that's what I'm
the
saying. It hurts
NFC
his stock.
advantage.
So now that sucks. Having to have him in dynasty or in fantasy and having him play outside in the cold when it's 30 degrees. That sucks. So
Yeah,
that's something to look out for.
Big
Check-
yardage
check a
difference
schedule.
from quarterback to quarterback, and there's a big touchdown difference as well. So it's.
But Diggs has been good his career though.
I like. He's honestly one of my favorite route runners, and hands down, I think if you put him on some teams, he's a monster. But I just don't think the situation is good for fantasy.
His worst year is 720 yards, and that was as a rookie with nobody. So I mean, if he can do that with nobody,
I mean,
would
Case
think.
Keenum. What was the year he had Case Keenum?
that was the 2015 was his rookie year. He had 52 for 720 and 4. And then the next year he had 84 for 903. So I mean, yards wise, he's going to get you his yards.
Yeah, but those also quarterbacks who are throwing for probably 4,000 yards. Josh Allen's is not a 4,000 yard quarterback.
I don't know
I
what
doubt he even gets to
15
3,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but he's an explosive guy. Sometimes you don't even have to throw it deep. He can make he can get it cracking. But
And like I said, he's probably hands down one of my favorite route runners and guys to watch. Like, so it's like I do have guys that I favorite. Like when it comes to that, one of the reasons like I did like Amari
He's
Cooper,
young.
some of his routes, but it's like I just don't like. He's as a receiver, he's probably one of my favorite receivers to watch. But for fantasy wise, like I don't put the feelings into it. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Josh Allen's got to Got to show it then.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm one of those guys. I kind of have like a do not draft list, and he's kind of on my early do not draft list. And this is just a couple reasons why. So, I mean, yeah, he's a good route runner, like you said, and he's an explosive player, 1,000%. And that's why they went out and they gave a boatload of draft picks to get him. But it's kind of like a couple years back. You know, I think we did the podcast and we said, you know, it's Thielen and Diggs. Who are you going to draft? And it's like, okay, well, they're like it's 1A, 1B. Well, I'd rather draft Thielen in the later rounds because Diggs is going like the 4th round. I feel like this is John Brown and Diggs all over again. And it's like, if I'm going to draft one of these guys, I'd rather draft John Brown in the 8th, 9th, 10th round, you know, in these later rounds because Diggs has that name value. He's probably going to go in the 4th round, you know, give or take.
And Brown has an upside.
And I think, like you said, Josh Allen's not throwing the ball a ton for yardage-wise. You know, he runs the ball a lot, you know, and even when they get close, it seems like Cole Beasley was getting a lot of these, like, short red zone touchdowns. You know, they do like to run the ball. Singletary probably is going to emerge a little bit more. So
That's a guy I like.
I just think that there's going to be
oh, man.
too many mouths to feed with not enough to go around, especially
Yeah.
with Josh Allen running the ball, and you know, and he gets a ton of rushing touchdowns. He had 9 rushing touchdowns last year. Josh Allen did. So, I mean, I think Diggs will be a big name that people will probably reach for, and I'll be happy to let someone else grab him because that means that another player is going to fall into my lap, you know, in that round.
Yeah, I'm kind of exactly on your page.
I mean, I wouldn't take him either, but
I'm
I think he's so
co-signing.
good.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, because I think he's like Tyler said, and you probably even will agree with it. I think he's going to end up going way too early.
BRB Blazer.